to do an unboxing video on this AROEVE MK01 Air Purifier. Now this is a very compact unit, and so I'm really curious to see how it works. Here is the manual for it. I do want to point out that on the box itself, it does have directions that are really very easy to read, very easy to follow. Little more information as far as specs and what the buttons look like. It's very compact. This is little tiny. Before use for the first time, please take out the filter to unpack it and then fit it back. So it says right on it, take it out, and they're reminding you because a lot of people don't realize that the filter's in a bag. So they are literally giving you a warning sign and then telling you to take care of that. And doesn't matter which direction, it's identical on either side, so you can put it back in any way. While we have it out, let's take a look at it. This is a 3-layer filter. It has a carbon layer on the inside, and the activated carbon filter, it gets rid of odors like smoke, cooking odors, and pet odors. In the middle is the HEPA 13, excuse me, filter, and that's the white kind of accordion looking. That's the HEPA filter, and it gets rid of particles that are smaller than 3 microns. So that's tiny, tiny stuff that you really don't see flying around. But once you go to change your filter, you'll actually see it in those little folds. It'll kind of amaze you and possibly gross you out depending on how many particles like that you have flying around your home. And then the outside layer here is to filter out bigger stuff like dust and dog hair and things like that that kind of just floats around. And so if you have pets, that will actually get dirtier much faster. Just a heads up, they do sell different kinds of filters for this as well. AROEVE does sell an upgraded type of line of filters. One of them is just a standard use, but it's an upgraded 4-layer filter. They have one that is for pet dander, that's a 4-layer. And they also have one that is for smoke and odors, and that is for 4 layers. Man, that would be huge for me. Where I used to live, there has been for the last decade, massive wildfires every year. Every year during the summer, it's just the air is always full of smoke. So having one that is specifically targeted to filter the smoke, that would be freaking amazing. So this is a standard one, but this is the 3-layer one, and this is the one that comes with it. And you just set it in there. Like I said, it can go in any direction, so that's cool. And then you just line that up with the notch there. And actually there's 2 of those. So you're going to line it up and lock it. And that's it. Super, super easy. So the cord is 5 feet long. And so you'll need to be that close to an outlet somewhere. Now the unit itself is actually only 9.7 inches tall. So this is not a big unit at all. And it's only 6.1 inches across. So very much smaller than the other one I have. This one is rated to be able to purify the air in up to 215 square feet, roughly 14.5 feet by 14.5 feet. bigger than my bedroom. So let's take a look at the display here and all the controls on the top. First of all, the bottom button here is the power button for the fan. This will keep it, turn it on and keep it going. It's going to default on at the first level, not the sleep level, but the first level. And it will default on with this top light on. You can see it right there. It's blue. So to change from first level to second, you just press that, and it's going to kick it up to a higher speed fan, which is going to be more noise. It's not super noisy, but neither is it super quiet. And then if you want to change it to the night mode so that it is just barely running, you press that again, and you can just barely hear it, but you also can just barely feel the fan. So that is a really, really, really low power on it. Now, you have your option on the lights. So if you press that light button, you're going to have the blue light. If you press it again, this is up at the top. If you press it one more time, it's going to be just at the bottom. And it looks cool. I think that looks really, really cool to have it down there. If you press it a third time, both of them are going to be lit up. And then if you press it again, both of them are going to be turned off. Light there is going to stay on. And if you have the timer on as well, so you'll have two blue lights that stay on even if you turn off this light and this light. So I'm the kind of person that little red dot at the bottom of the TV screen that's on the dresser across the room, that little red dot drives me nuts. And I have to put something in front of it. So if it's something that, like me, that it really bothers you to have even a little bit of light like that, I would place it on the floor, and I am going to place this on the floor on the opposite side of the bed. And that way, it's just not going to draw my eye. The fact that the TV light draws my eye is because it's, direct line of sight from where I lay in bed. So that's just an idea of a way to resolve that issue. The timer, it's an auto shut-off timer. It's not an auto turn-on timer. So this is, if you press it once, 6 hours from now, it's going to shut itself down. If you press it twice, 12 hours from now, it's going to shut itself down. This little tic-tac-toe looking mark here, let me show it to you. That is for this third place here, and that's going to be lit when it's time to change the filter. This light here is going to turn red when it's time to change the filter. So you are definitely going to know when it's time to change the filter. So it is going to automatically turn red. Sometime within 3 to 6 months is when they recommend you change the filter. But if you haven't changed it within 3 to 6 months, when you hit 2,000 hours worth of use, it's going to turn red and tell you to change the filters. So if you don't use it a lot, you can wait, it could last a lot longer than 6 months. So just know that it will let you know it's time to change the filter. When you are ready to change the filter, you're going to power down. You're going to unplug. You're going to turn it over. You're going to pull this out. I would recommend grabbing your vacuum, use the hose with the vacuum and the little attachment at the end. I would clean out that or wipe it out, but vacuum it if I could. And then I would put in the new filter. And I told you that AROEVE has upgraded 4-layer filters for better purification. And there's some of them are for specific needs, like the pet dander and the smoke ones. So that's how you would change it. When you plugged it back in, that light is still going to be red because you have to manually reset it. To manually reset it, you're going to turn it on. You're going to hold this down, the light indicator. You're just going to hold it down like a long press, and that will change it from red to blue. Because this is brand new, it's not going to, I can't really show it to you there. This is something that's really cool that none of the air purifiers I've had have this, and I think it's very cool. This right here, you can open, and that little pad right there, you can drop essential oil on it, and it will actually, the air will come in. The intake is down here all the way around it, 360-degree intake. The air is going to flow through the filter and come out up here purified. But having this with a few drops of essential oil of whatever your favorite scent is, that's pretty cool. It doesn't take a lot, just a couple drops. You don't want it too much because you don't want to overwhelm as far as the fragrance. And you can choose whatever one you want. I'm curious. All right, they just give you, looks like there's just one here. It does not say whether or not you can buy replacement pads for that. So I wonder what you would do if you wanted to change what the fragrance is of the essential oils. Say when you wanted to use lavender because it's in your bedroom, or if you wanted to put something like tangerine in it, or peppermint if it's in your office, because that is something that is more fresh and vibrant versus the lavender, which is very calming and helps you go to sleep. So that would be my questions about it, but it is a very cool feature, I think. Overall, I think this has got a lot of really great features to it. And the fact that it is for roughly 215 square feet is amazing. It's been tested with all kinds of really cool tests. And I think that those are very graphic in showing you how much it can filter as far as smoke and steam and things like that. I love, love, love the fact that you can get the upgraded filters for pet dander and for smoke and odors. They're 4 layers versus 3 layers, but the 3 layers alone is pretty darn efficient. So overall, I'm really tickled with this. I think especially at the price point they have it as, I think this is a lot of value for that. So I'm really excited by it.